Interested people watch obsessed people change the world. Kobe Bryant was not interested in winning championships. He was obsessed.
The mindset of Kobe, how different was his from everybody else?
It was alien-like. Kobe was a beast. Nobody worked harder than him. Like, he was obsessed with being the best ever.
He was the best player I played against. And I say this respectfully with Jordan. I didn't guard Jordan. Pippen and I matched up.
Yeah.
But the best player that I played against, hands down, was Kobe.
He was almost like MJ on steroids.
Which, if you could have picked any current player right now to play with for an entire season, who would you pick?
Probably Kobe. His desire to win, his dedication in the offseason to get better, and he's just tough. He's just a tough cat.
You know, the MAMBA mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day you're trying to become better. And it's a constant quest. It's an infinite quest. You know, the passion came from the love for the game. You know, I loved everything about it, like the smell of the ball.
You love the smell of the ball?
Yes, the ball. You know, the smell of like brand new sneakers and like the sound the ball makes when it hits the ground.
Sneakers in the gym.
Sneakers squeaking. Yeah, the ball going through the net. Like all those things I love. And so the passion comes from that, because once you have that love, you just want to be a part of this thing all the time.
My brain cannot process failure. It will not process failure. Because if I sit there and have to face myself and tell myself, you're a failure, I think that's almost worse than death.
Through our generation of playing, my 15 years of playing basketball, Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player in the National Basketball Association. Without question.
For me, Kobe was the bar. He was the greatest player in the game. To me, he was, he played the same position. And so for me, I needed that respect from Kobe, more so than anybody else in the league. If I got the respect from Kobe, I feel like I've made it.
At 13 years old, I played the longer game, because my game wasn't about being better than you at 13. It was to be better than you when, the chips are really on the line. So when we played at 13, I would size you up and see what your strengths and weaknesses are. How do you approach the game? Are you silly about it? Are you goofy about it? Are you good at it just because you're bigger and stronger than everybody else? Right? Or is there actually thought and skill that you put into it? Right? And when I'd play to my weaknesses. I wouldn't play to my strengths. I played to my weaknesses. Because when you're playing summer basketball, there's so many games. So there's not a lot of skill work being done. So when are you going to get better? Right? When you're playing in competition situations, you're only playing to your strengths. Why? Because you want to win. Right? So what I would do, I was work on the things during those games that I was weak at. Left hand, pull-up jump shot, post game. Right? So I have a strategy. And so then fast forward to when I'm 17, and my game is completely well-rounded, and that player at 13 that I saw at 13 is still doing the same shit. Now you got a problem.
That's right.
You getting up 6 in the morning, man? It's 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
What time do you go to sleep?
I don't need too many hours of sleep, man. I can go off for 3-4 hours.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I normally wake up at about 4:30. And
4:30 in the morning?
4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. And I get ready to work out. This past summer, I couldn't run like I normally do and do all the shots because of my knee.
Right.
So I'll get up in the morning and do my therapy, and do weights, things of that nature. And I do that about 2-3 times a day sometimes. But the key is when you get up that early in the morning, you finish your workout, 12 o'clock, 12:30, whatever. You have the rest of the day to kick it with the fam. You know what I mean? Instead of waking up, middle of the day, you get all of those hours in, then your day's shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
if you get up at 10 in the morning, train at 11, right? 12, say 12, train at 12, train for 2 hours, 12 to 2. You have to let your body recover. So you eat, recover, whatever. You get back out, you train, start training again at 6. Train from 6 to 8, right? And now you go home, you shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you wake up, you do it again, right? Those are 2 sessions. Right? Now imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4. You go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax, blah, blah, blah. Now you're back at it again, 9 to 11. Right? You relax, and now all of a sudden you're back at it again, 2 to 4, and now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4. right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up.
We was playing them when I was in Denver, and Kenyon started guarding, and Kenyon was saying to him like, and he wasn't doing anything. They were going back and forth with each other, and Kenyon was like, you know, you put on your sneakers like I put on mine. You put on your uniform like I put on. I'm scared of you. I beat your da-da-da-da-da, going crazy with him. And I'm sitting there looking like, cause he been quiet.
This is gonna be bad.
Man, this man started going crazy. I mean, dunks, threes, mid-range. I mean, killing us. I think he had like 49 or something. And somebody was shooting a free throw. And my nickname is Chuck.
Yeah, right.
So he was like, Chuck. Said I was chilling, and they shook the tree and the MAMBA fell out. And I was like, shh.
Don't poke the bear.
Yeah, man, leave him alone. And that was like my fondest moment.
So Kobe and I played AAU ball together, and were very competitive. He was super competitive coming in. I knew he wanted to beat me, and he wanted to dominate me. I love it, and he knew I wasn't going to back down. You know, vice versa. And it made for great competition, and he was a standard. Regardless of him younger than me, he was the standard on competition and approach. And I always look forward to the challenge. We're always talking about the greatest to play the game, and Kobe Bryant should and will always, out of my mouth, be named one of the greats to ever play the game.
I had a summer where I played basketball when I was like 10 or 11 years old. And here I come playing, and I don't score 1 point the entire summer.
Really?
Not one.
How old were you?
11, 10, 11.
And you're playing against other 10, 11-year-olds?
Uh-huh.
And you didn't score once?
Not one.
Were you in the game?
I was in the game.
How'd you not score?
Because I was terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
At 10, 11 years old, you were that terrible.
Awful. I mean, and I had these big knee pads on because I was growing really fast. I had socks all the way up here, and I had like the pod top
skinny,
like skinny as hell. And I scored not a free throw, nothing, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it and being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm gonna love you no matter what.
Wow.
Now that is the most important thing that you can say to a child. Because from there, I was like, okay, that gives me all the confidence in the world to fail. I have the security there. But to hell with that, I'm scoring 60. From there, I just went to work. I stayed with it, and I kept practicing. A lot of the kids that I was playing against were inner city kids.
Yeah.
And so they're looking at me as if, okay, this kid's soft, right? He's from the suburbs of Philadelphia. His father played in the NBA, played professionally.
He's got it easy.
Born on second, all this other stuff, right? And so they felt like they could try to be physical or try to intimidate me and do all this other stuff, which they couldn't, right? But now I'm saying, okay, well, you're trying to attack me. How am I going to attack you? How can I mentally figure out ways to break you down? How can I show you that, no, I have the edge, right? And so that's when it first started for me, is figuring out how to get the upper hand on an opponent that way.
And what would you do to mentally break people down then?
We used to have an All-American camp that I used to go to, and at the time, when I first showed up, I was a sophomore. And one of the things I would do is, while everybody would be at the cafeteria work, eating and doing all sort of stuff, I just go back to the gym.
They'd be resting, eating.
And they'd see me leave. But now you're in a tough position because you're like, okay, I want to be like, I'm following the kid to go work out, but I know he's working, he's up early, and he's doing all this other stuff. And so that was my way of showing them, I may be from the suburbs, but you're not going to outwork me.
Wow.
And I'm mentally going to.
Did someone teach you that? Was that just a thing that you decided, like, I'm going to get in people's minds?
I think it's just figuring out ways to be better.
We were in Vegas for the start of training camp, and we were getting ready for the Olympics in Beijing. We're going to head to Beijing. And I wanted to establish myself as a young leader on the team by waking up bright and early, day one. So the goal was to be the first one at breakfast. So I set my alarm. I make sure I'm up by sunrise. I get out of bed, I put on my gear, and I head downstairs. But when I get there, Kobe's already there, with ice packs on his knees, drenched in sweat. Now, it took me a minute to figure it out, but this guy wasn't only awake before me. He had already worked out. He had just played in the finals days earlier. Meanwhile, I'd been off for months and I was still exhausted. What he had done that morning was incomprehensible to me. That dedication he had only days after falling short of an NBA championship. That taught me something I've never forgotten. Legends aren't defined by their successes. They're defined by how they bounce back from their failures.
So when you think about the greatest players of all time, 90, 80% of them have God gift of natural talent, ability, body, right? So Jordan, 48-inch vertical, right? You got the big hands, right? You got LeBron, right? You have Shaquille O'Neal, right? Then Magic, 6'9" point guard with vision. Kobe, standard. If I give you 6'6", and then took every 6'6" guard in the NBA and NBA history, you would never find him. You would never find Kobe because he didn't have big hands, right? He wasn't quick, he wasn't fast. 38-inch vertical, that's standard. Like if you don't have a 38-inch vertical, you're not even a shooting guard in today's game, right? And what he did with that body, it's like you took a S500 and he was pushing it like a Bugatti. That's what we look at. We look at the normal person fighting gods.
Yes. If you want to be a great player, if you play every single day, 2-3 hours, every single day, over the course of a year, how much better are you getting? Most kids will play maybe, an hour and a half, 2 days a week. Do the math on that. It's not going to get it done. It's not going to get it done, right? So if you're obsessively training 2-3 hours every single day over a year, over 2 years,
You're accelerating.
You make quantum leaps, man.
I wasn't invited to parties or friendly gatherings on the weekend. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
I don't think I've ever said this before. This kind of makes me seem very psychotic, but whatever. I used to play the Halloween theme song over and over and over in my headphones. Pre-game. Seriously. And it was important that it was Michael Myers because the mask itself was void of emotion. It has nothing to do with pressure, it has nothing to do with hype, has nothing to do with camaraderie. It's stone cold killer. And I would listen to that song over and over and over. That's when you know you better run, because
that's what a lot of people did.
Yeah, it's
probably coming out.
It's gonna be a tough night. Yeah.
I guarded Kobe in the garden. I can't remember how much he had, but I knew I had multiple steals against him. To where in the game, in my head, all I'm thinking of is when I have this conversation with my brother after the game, how I'm gonna tell him how I stole the ball from Kobe. Like I'm thinking about all these things in my head. I'm like, so geek. The fourth quarter started.
Wait, you were already celebrating?
Fourth quarter starts. And Kobe said, you had a great game.
Oh my God.
But I'm looking like, it's 12 minutes, what you talking about? Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't said nothing the whole game. I've been talking shit. I done stole the ball, I'm hyped as hell, it's Kobe Bryant. He ain't said not one word to me. The man come down, you remember he came, shot fake, threw it off the glass, caught it, threw it to the corner. I'm like, bro, what you on? Like, bro, you been regular all game. Shot, get to the spot, shot fake, spin, pivot over here, spin back on the foot, drop it off the glass. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Then he pulled up from like 35 feet on some Steph Curry shit. Before Steph was doing that, he pulled up and laced it. I'm like, they called a timeout. Then Tony looking at me, I'm like, bro, I ain't.
For me, just Kobe was just a certified maniac killer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, want to eat your heart. That's who he was every night. I'm taking everything personal every night. You know what I mean? And then his work and everything about him, man, like as a basketball player, he was just, I mean, he's the real, him and Mike are the real definitions of killer.
But you know what, there's three people in my lifetime that I admired on how hard they worked. Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Kobe Bryant. And his was legendary, you know, Kobe, as far as, he never worked out just once a day. You know, like you just said, he would get up at 4 in the morning. Or he said, meet me at a gym at 4 in the morning. And he would work out for, 2-3 hours, lifting, because he knew he had to get stronger. You don't have to get bigger, you're a basketball player, just get stronger, right? Then he would go eat breakfast, and then he'd come back and he'd make 500 shots. So he'd be there another 2 hours. Then he'd get ready for practice, right? He'd go through a 2.5 hour, 3 hour practice like it's nothing. Then he'd go have lunch and blah, 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 he'd chill out for another hour. Then he'd come back at night and work out again. And it was crazy to me because he had, his method of it was scientific. Because he was like, B, if I work out 3 times a day, and all these other guys who are so-called great players work out just for practice, they just work out that 1 time a day. He said, over a 5-year period, they can't catch me. I've worked out that much. I've worked on my body, I've worked on my footwork, I've worked on my shot. So 5-10 years from now, they can't catch me. They that far behind.
Basketball for me was the most important thing. So everything I saw, whether it was TV shows, whether it was books I read, people I talked to, everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player. Everything. And so when you have that point of view, then literally the world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
The world becomes your library to help you improve your craft, better your craft.
Yes, indeed.
So because you know what you want, the world's giving you exactly the information you need to become better at it.
Because you know what you're looking for.
What have you learned about yourself through these 20 years of being in the NBA?
Wow. What I've learned is to always keep going. Always. There's been times, particularly early in my career, where it just feels like this is the end. But what I've come to find out is that, no matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready. And so I've really learned to put one foot in front of the other, good, bad, or indifferent, because eventually that storm passes.